With the good news for today from Baptist Press, I'm Brandon Porter. For Eastwood Baptist Church in Bowling Green, Kentucky, caring for widows has become part of the DNA of the whole congregation. Greg Swack's title at Eastwood is officially Pastor of Adults, but his primary ministry centers around the church's senior adult group, which they call Baby Boomers and Builders. He told Baptist Press the group is very active, including a monthly outreach where they deliver meals to those in need. Even as senior adults are finding ways to serve their community, Swack finds ways for the rest of the congregation to serve them, particularly the nearly 100 widows that are a part of the group. The main way the church cares for the widows consistently throughout the year is through its deacons. Each deacon is assigned a handful of widows to watch over and to be responsible for the widows. Elements of care include making phone calls, providing transportation, and completing yard work or household projects. Swack says having the ministry start with the deacons is an intentional way to show the priority of caring for the widows. The failure of the church to recapture all their pre-COVID-19 churchgoers means even fewer churches reach 100 in attendance on a typical weekend. Now, 2 in 3 U.S. Protestant churches have congregations of fewer than 100 people, including 31% who have fewer than 50. A quarter of churches fall into the 100 to 249 range, while 8% of congregations host 250 people or more each week. Almost half of the oldest pastors are leading the smallest congregations. Pastors 65 and older are most likely to be leading churches with fewer than 50 on a typical weekend.
Good News for Today is made possible through our friends at the Voice of the Martyrs, a nonprofit organization that serves persecuted Christians around the world. Founded in 1967 by Richard and Sabina Wurmbrand, VOM is dedicated to inspiring believers to deepen their commitment to Christ and to fulfill His Great Commission, no matter the cost. Find out more and sign up for their free monthly magazine at vom.org/goodnews.
The book of James has stood as one of the most practical in the New Testament. In his book, James offered practical insight on how to obey Jesus in the real world. James was focused on helping Christ's followers connect biblical knowledge with Christ-like living. As we embrace the gospel and the Word of God, we turn from the old way of life. We're to rid ourselves of all moral filth and the evil that is so pressing. It says in James chapter 1, verse 21. This is a picture of what happens when we initially turn away from our old ways of living and turn toward Jesus through faith. You can read the full Bible study from Lifeway at our website, baptistpress.com. While you're there, make sure to sign up for our morning and afternoon emails. Thanks for listening to Good News for Today.